Welcome back to another episode of My Black Neighbors Podcast. I'm your host, Big Old Cannon Boom. And today we got a special guest for y'all. You know, they saying it's shots through the hood, man. Everybody talking. But without further ado, we already know who shot it. It's got to be Sheka.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Man, what's
Thank you
happening,
for
man?
having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We glad to have you here. You know, highly requested, sought after. So guess what? We had to come get you.
Well, I'm here. Let's do it. What we talking about? What's going on?
Well, word around the streets and word in the hood, hey, and all around the world, everybody want to know how did you get into what you doing? You the videographer of the world, hey, and we want to know what it's like being a female videographer in the game, and not just that,
Um,
not just that, like what inspired you to get to this point?
so first I would say like even as a kid, like um I've always had some type of camera or some type of phone with the camera. Like once the camera phone came out, like I was just hooked. I loved capturing anything on video. I would say probably the last 3 years is when I really started to develop it as a business versus like I used to just film stuff for like friends, like, hey y'all, I got this camera. Let's go film some stuff, or do y'all want to do a video?
Yeah,
Not really expecting it to turn into anything like it is now. um I would say being a videographer is hard, period, but being a female videographer is even more hard. Then on top of that, being a black female videographer is it's sometimes things that I deal with I don't even share with people,
yeah,
but just the stereotypes. I've had people see my work and want to book me until they I know that they don't go with the booking because they see that I'm a black female. So it's hard doing that and trying to balance it and being strategic with the way that I have to put my work out there. Has become a challenge, and sometimes getting, I don't want to say blackball, but people do like little shady stuff, little, you know how the business or even the industry is. So
right,
just getting around that and trying to maneuver that and still remain positive, still do good business,
mm-hmm.
and then try to get the success from it all. It's a challenge, but I've kind of learned to kind of create my own lane, and that's what my motto now is that I'm in my own lane. I'm not worried about what A, B, and C are doing. They're not impacting my business. I'm not impacting theirs.
Yeah.
So I just kind of had that mindset, and once I focused on that, I slowly started to watch things just work themselves out to where I don't have to overthink it as much. Yes, still being strategic, but not having to really overthink everything.
For sure. So like let me go into it with you. What with that being said, like what do you feel like has been your most mm, what was your obstacle that you had to come over to get you to the point you at now? Other than being, I know you saying being a female. Like what do you feel like your biggest, I would say, setback for your to prevail?
I would say probably learning the science of filming,
Mm,
because it's definitely a science to it as far as the settings of the camera and the lighting and just all of the technical aspect of it, because I'm not really into science and I'm not
mm-hmm.
really into being very technical and all of that. So knowing that it is a formula of how you have to film things, how you have to edit. And what the struggle is that locally not everyone is going to be willing to help you out and
Mm-hmm.
like educate you and help you through, like give you feedback or give you tips.
Right.
So a lot of
Can
what
you
I
enlighten? Can you
learned.
can you enlighten what you mean when you say help you out? Like you mean the programs, the camera itself, like what you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Programs. I literally had, and this was a learning lesson, which I'm glad this person taught me this, because I think that's what allowed me to become more independent. I had someone that literally gave me the wrong formula to something within my camera. And I know this person gave me the wrong information because I know they were too smart to
Mm-hmm.
give me that wrong information.
Shame on them. Shame
So
on them.
yeah, yeah, and it was fine because
Yeah.
it all panned out. But uh, pretty much they had me doing something completely backwards that was
Right.
making my footage a lot more worse than what it already was. I was already struggling with trying to get my quality where I wanted to, and then once I figured it out, I was like, they told me the numbers completely backwards. And I know
Mm,
what they gave me because I wrote it down and everything.
for sure.
Told me the numbers completely backwards. And then, so like, that's why I'm like, I'm not really ashamed of like showing people what my work used to look like and what it looks like now,
Right.
because it's like I have a story to tell with it. Like, I know each video had a story. Okay, this is what I did to learn that in this video. And so, just having those obstacles where people kind of create obstacles for you, and this is your own people,
Mm-hmm.
it taught me how to be more independent, to where now I really won't reach out to anybody for like questions or help or tips. I'll do my own research,
So you
whether I got to do trial and error
mm-hmm.
or constantly on YouTube looking at different things. I just do it on my own. And then, and I say that to say there are some people that do, well, we give each other help. Like, they may inbox me. I've loaned people equipment, no cost, like, because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm the enemy or I'm the competition or I'm trying to stop anyone else from growing, because I want people to feel the same about me. So there are a few people that are okay and don't mind reaching back, or just giving tips on different things, whether it's the grading, the footage, or transitions, effects, things of that nature within the editing process. But yeah, it's definitely challenging on a local level, but independence is what I've learned here
Right.
recently.
So it definitely made you become more self-sufficient. Um, what would you say to like anyone that's interested in becoming, it doesn't matter if they're young, old, just starting out or whatever, or just got their first camera this past, this Christmas just passing. And what would be some of the pitfalls you would try to, veer steer someone in the right direction with, and what should they stay away from?
um just overall videography, knowing your camera, knowing what you're using, knowing the settings, still going back to like literally, I know people laugh about Google and stuff like that, but if you type things into Google, you type things into YouTube, you're going to get the right answer. So just using your resources and trial and error, do a lot of test shots
Hmm.
and getting feedback, seeing how people respond to different things that you do. I think that's what I probably wish I would have done a lot more. Um, is just doing the research part of it up front.
Hmm.
Probably cost me like a year of where I was just struggling on the from the editing aspect. um I would say the other thing is, there's nothing wrong with finding somebody that you can mentor with.
Hmm.
I don't know why this is doing this. Finding somebody that could help you with your craft, and but finding somebody that you trust also.
Right.
So I even allow different videographers, if they want to come shadow with me, like, I'm completely open with that. I don't proclaim to be the best or know everything. There's still a lot of things that I'm learning from editing standpoint, software, lighting. Like, I'm still learning a lot with that, but if I can teach someone the basics, like, I'm completely fine with that. So just finding somebody you trust, that you can kind of shadow, is another thing that I think is a huge plus, and something that doesn't happen often here.
Right. Um, would you say that it's a easy job, or is it harder than what it seems, or easier than it looks?
It's harder than what it looks,
Hmm.
because I've even had people that'll shadow with me. They may not even really know much about videography. They're just like, I want to see like how it is, and they're like, this stuff is heavy, and I'm like, yeah, it's
Hmm.
heavy. Like, you're carrying around 20-25 pounds of just holding something steady for a
Hmm.
long period of time. um it's hard when you're having to deal with so many different people at times, different personalities. Or you may be booked by one person, but you're having to deal with 20 other people at the same time. It's definitely not easy. Is it fun? Yes. I absolutely love filming, and just seeing the different events, being able to see people in their special moments. So like, if it's weddings, birthday parties, just being able to capture those moments for people. Like, I think that's even, I mean, it's better than the actual financial pay from it. It's
Hmm.
just being able to know that 50 years from now, this moment is available because of you. um I think where the yes, you have to carry a lot of equipment. It's a lot of work, but it's the value of what the final product gives to the client.
What's your ultimate goal with being a videographer? And do you have a layout from from today and maybe the next year to two? We're not even gonna say 5 years. We're gonna say next year to 6 months or so.
Um, my ultimate goal, like I a part of me wants to do this full time, but now seeing how the pandemic happened and knowing what my financial situation would be, because like now it's little, nobody's really doing anything anymore. So
Right.
you go from having a weekend where you might have 5 events to where it's a weekend and you may only have one event, or
Hmm.
like this past weekend I didn't have anything. So if the economy was to recover, my long term focus or ultimate goal would be to do this full time. Outside of that, if I'm not doing it full time, I would say um I want to branch out and do a lot of different things. I don't want to be um I don't want to be just the girl that does weddings, or
Right.
oh, that's the girl that does all the music videos.
Right.
Like I want to be real estate, business, um corporate businesses. Like I want to tap into a lot of different things and not be limited. And I think, I don't know if you really noticed, but I have went through kind of like a new branding. So instead of Shot by Sheka, it's Royal Premiere Films.
Okay.
And
Speak on that.
under
Speak on that.
that,
What did that?
what's
What
that?
did that? Speak on that. Royal Premiere Films. Where did that inspiration come from?
um so I like to think like, uh if you think about royal, um it's kind of like representation of kings, queens, royalty,
Right.
classy, high class,
Right.
quality, you know what I mean?
Eloquent.
So yeah. So when I now, if you kind of start to watch like my videos, they're becoming more and more cinematic. So
Hmm.
I want everything to look, no matter what event it is, I want it to look like a movie,
For
like a
sure.
premiere.
For sure.
So that's where I combine the royal premiere. So it's the moment. This is a high class moment, and we're gonna premiere it. It's gonna be have a movie vibe to it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
and that's
Oh,
just for overall everything that I do. Um, so yeah, I wanted to kind of rebrand, and of course, I know you know business, so you know that once your name gets tied to a lot of different things, people can type and search things. So
hmm.
I don't want that corporate business to type in my name or type in my business name and see this music video with a whole
Right.
bunch of ratchet stuff going on.
Right.
So I had to kind of make that business decision to where I'm like, I can't really just keep straddling the fence too much.
So are
So
you
I had
going?
to think
So
of
so so not to cut you off. My
mhm,
apologies. Are we saying we going commercial? Is that what we saying?
kind of, sort of, not
It, I,
really,
I mean,
but
it is what if that's
not.
what.
And I say no because I'm still gonna do those events. So if the Elks still needs me, I'm gonna come for the Elks. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But I'm the biggest thing that I'm probably steering away from is the music videos. That's
Okay.
the only thing that I'm really steering away from.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty much falling under that. So um events, birthday parties, like those are like, that's still fine. I'll do a black party. But it's just I feel like, and of course speaking into it existence, I feel like real estate and weddings are going to take so much of my time
Yeah.
that I'm not going to be able to fit every single thing that I want to.
Right.
Um I'm not going to be able to fit everything in like I want to. And so when I think of what am I willing to sacrifice, music videos will be the first thing. I'm like, yep, I can
Right.
deal without that.
What um what would you tell your old self, your new self, and your future self when it comes to you and your profession and what you're doing and where you're headed?
I would tell my old self uh to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times I wanted things so fast that I would spend unnecessary money when I'm not even really ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
So just be patient. Of course, I know it's a cliche, but trust the process. And that's literally a real thing. Trust the process and wait on God. Cause like literally there's things that I've tried to force
Yeah.
um that when it happened, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know this was about to happen because I've been waiting for it to happen for so long. I've been trying to make it happen, and then boom, it'll just fall right there when I least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, that's things that I would even tell my old self and current self. Future, goodness, I don't know. That's a good question. Uh, I don't know.
Come on, we
Uh,
waiting.
let's see,
What
future
would you
self.
tell
If
your
I could
future
say
self?
anything to my future self right now,
Right.
uh I probably say you did it because I feel like I'm gonna accomplish whatever I'm putting like I'm putting lining up because there's things that like right now I have a list of
Yeah.
things that I want to do in this order.
Yeah.
So I feel like eventually it's all gonna pan out
Right.
and it'll be a success.
Well, I would definitely tell you that we appreciate you. You know, you are our queen. You are our, you are setting the bar, and you are a great example for, women and young girls. And, I have a daughter, so I know she would be proud, and she be able to look at this, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have children one day, and they're gonna be proud
Yeah,
of you. You get where I'm coming from? I know you got nieces and so on and so forth, and
yeah.
nephews. So, the whole city is definitely proud of you. And if it's anything that we can do, you always got an outlet here at My Black Neighbors podcast. Um, and really, if it's anything else you want to say, like, if anyone can reach you, or how can they, if somebody got business or just tuning in and they want to get a little bit more on you or a little background on you, how can they do so?
So I have my Facebook business page that I just launched recently, which is Royal Premiere Films on Facebook. That's one way you can reach me. I'm in the process of getting my website uploaded and published more so, and that's for royalpremierefilms.com. Instagram, I'm on there as Shot by Sheka.
Hmm.
And then just to circle back, I do appreciate not only this opportunity from you, but just the overall support from the city, from my peers has been amazing from day one. Like I know a lot of people complain about Murfreesboro doesn't support or Nashville doesn't support, but I never had to experience that in anything that I've ever done, whether it be music or videography. I haven't had to experience that. So I really appreciate it. And that's why a lot of times like I'll do giveaways. Like right now I do like a monthly giveaway of a free video. Just a way to say thank you. And I even look back at when I'll look back at videos from like when I first started and I'm like, everybody was like still booking me. And I'm looking at these videos like, oh my God, like
For
y'all are
sure.
really booking me. And I was like, I know now that the videos I know what they were missing even though they were good for me in that time, but
Right.
I'm just like I look at what the work and the quality that I'm at now and I'm just like, man, y'all was still booking me during that time. And then which it also makes me see other videographers and I see when they're starting out, like I try to give them, you don't want to give, you don't speak out of turn and give somebody feedback and they may not, they feel like you're talking down to them, but it's more so of like I'm trying to help you jump. You don't have
Yeah.
to spend 2 years with that type of quality because
Right.
literally this is what's going to fix that. Boom, here's
Right.
that information, fix it, and now you can just jump ahead because I'm not like that. So if there's anybody that's listening and you do need help, whether it's photography, I can give you a little tips, but photography is not my thing. But videography, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm not anybody's competition or anybody's enemy. That's not what I'm here for. So I'm always willing to help out where I can. No, I can't come and shoot your videos for you and come out to your video shoots, but if you ever want to join me on my shoots, I'm completely fine with that.
What's your social
Feel
media?
free.
How can they reach out to you?
So my Instagram is Shot by Sheka.
Hmm.
Um I have Twitter, but I don't know. Let's not do Twitter. I don't really be on there
Whatever,
like that.
whatever, whatever. How you,
Well, no,
whatever
if
you
they
got for 'em.
message me on Twitter, it'll probably take me like 4 or 5 months to respond.
Right.
So Instagram would be the best way. Shot by Sheka, ShotBySheka, or Facebook World Premiere Films.
World premiere films.
Yeah.
Um, any last words?
Nah, just thank you for having me. And if you ever have any other topics or things, I'll be more than happy to come back when you need me.
For sure. Hey, y'all, listen. It's been another episode of My Black Neighbors Podcast. I'm your host, Big Old Cannon. Boom. And we out.
Peace.